Buying a vinyl cutter to have alongside your heat press may seem like a huge undertaking. How do I know which cutter is going to work best? What's going to give me the best results for my budget? And do I even need a vinyl cutter? Here at HeatPressNation, we're about more than just heat presses. Vinyl cutters are a fundamental tool for literally thousands of businesses, and they're a perfect complement to your heat press. I'm Jared with HeatPressNation, and in this video, we're going to take a closer look at vinyl cutters. This will give you the tools needed to make the best decision on which vinyl cutter is most well suited for you. If you're joining us for the first time, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to be the first to watch new tutorials, streams, and more from HeatPressNation. And if you need any help finding a heat press, check our guide video, which you can watch right now by clicking the card above. Now let's get started. Vinyl cutters are the machines which essentially help create heat transfers or decals by cutting the shape of the transfers graphic as set by cutting software onto the desired material. Now, the most popular applications for vinyl cutters, which are sometimes referred to as plotters, are heat transfer vinyl, adhesive decal vinyl, and contour cut printed graphics, also known as print and cut. Heat transfer vinyl, commonly referred to as HTV, is used primarily for customizing t-shirts, hoodies, and other garments and textiles. HTV comes in a wide variety of colors and specialty finishes like glitter, metallic, foil, and more. Adhesive decal vinyl has a large spectrum of applications. The most popular are going to be car decals, window graphics for businesses, and wall decor. Adhesive decal vinyl also comes in a broad range of colors with many premium materials, namely chalkboard, etched glass, and glow-in-the-dark. Contour cutting printed graphics involves printing a graphic with registration marks, having your cutter read those registration marks with a special optical sensor, and then using those marks as reference points to allow your cutter to perfectly cut your printed graphic out of the background. The first four features you'll want to look out for when comparing vinyl cutters deal with performance. Now these are going to be speed, force, cutting and media width, and tracking. Speed is listed by how fast your cutter can cut in a straight line. It's often measured in inches, centimeters, or millimeters per second. The actual cutting speed may vary depending on the amount of curves and corners in your graphic. Now this is because each cutter handles curves differently than the other. Your cutting speed may further need to be adjusted depending on the material being cut. The max speed listed on the cutter's spec sheet provides a great baseline for a relative idea of how fast it'll cut in general. Force is how much downward pressure your cutter will apply to the blade. Now most heat transfer and adhesive decal vinyls require about 60 to 80 grams of force. Glitter vinyl and heat transfer paper will require around 90 to 120 grams. And of course, there are other materials that require more force. A greater max force doesn't necessarily indicate a better cutter, though it may be an important feature to look out for if you're cutting thick and rigid materials. Cutting width and media width are two separate measurements. Media width is the widest material that can be loaded onto your cutter, while cutting width is the maximum width of that material that can be cut by the cutter. Now some vinyl cutters are advertised by their cutting width and others by their media width, but both values are provided in the cutter specifications. Cutting and media width should both be taken into consideration when selecting a cutter. Now tracking is often overlooked when selecting a vinyl cutter. Tracking is listed in feet or meters, and it indicates the maximum length of material that the cutter is capable of cutting accurately. Now this is important if you intend to cut large jobs or large quantities of a smaller job that may require a long stretch of material. Now we've talked about basic performance capabilities. Let's consider a couple more features. Now these are equally and possibly even more important when selecting a vinyl cutter. These are going to be the optical sensor, the type of motor, and the included software. The optical sensor on a cutter is what enables it to detect registration marks. As mentioned a little earlier, registration marks are used by the cutter as points of reference to ensure accurate cuts around the edge of your printed graphic. The printer will print the image with registration marks on the outer borders of the media, which the optical sensor can then register and use them to plot a course for the blade to precisely cut the printed image. Now some cutters also have media detection, which allows them to use the optical sensor to measure media width and length, which are then relayed to your cutting software so you know exactly how large your material is. The motor in a vinyl cutter is what drives the blade from left to right across the surface of your media, in addition to rolling it forward and backwards. Now vinyl cutters come with either of two types of motors, Stepper and servo. Stepper motors are more simple in design and they're generally found in more affordable cutters. As the name suggests, they operate in steps while performing the cut. Servo motors are more advanced thanks to their intricate design. Servo motors are often found in higher-end commercial-grade cutters, and it allows them to operate faster, more quietly, and with greater precision than what you'd find in a stepper motor. Every cutter sold at HeatPressNation comes with cutting software included for free. Vinyl cutters require a special format for the image files used for cutting. These are called vector graphics, and the most common types are PDF, SVG, and EPS. Cutting software is used to process these vector graphics and send them to your cutter. But how do you create these vector graphics? For that, you'll need vector graphic design software. Now, the most commonly used vector design programs are Illustrator, CorelDRAW, and Inkscape. These programs are for design only and do require that you export your images as a vector file and then import that file into your cutting software. Some cutters include combo programs, which combine cutting and design software. Combo programs allow you to import and edit graphics, create new graphics, and send those graphics to your cutter all in one. Some combo programs like Vinyl Systems SignMaster also allow you to export your created graphics to use with your preferred cutting software. Examples of combo programs are Vinyl Systems SignMaster, Silhouette Studio, and GraphTech Studio. Now, in general, combo programs are easier for beginners, those just getting started with vinyl cutters, or those with little to no prior graphic design experience. If you're looking for a combo program compatible with a wide range of vinyl cutters, consider getting Vinyl Systems SignMaster, which is included with every Vinyl Systems cutter and also available separately at HeatPressNation.com. Part of what makes picking a vinyl cutter tough is figuring out which one is best suited for your purpose. Maybe you're looking to make t-shirts for friends and family as a hobby. Perhaps you're looking to start a custom t-shirt business. Or it's possible that you're ready to open a full production facility with heat transfer vinyl as your main product. Whatever the case, we have you covered with our three main classes of vinyl cutters: home, small business, and commercial. Home use cutters are best suited for hobbyists and are the most affordable and compact to own. Home use cutters are commonly referred to as craft cutters. Now, don't let the small size and low price point fool you. These craft cutters can cut just about every type of heat transfer vinyl that the big boys can. This is why many folks who are just getting into the heat transfer business choose a home use cutter for their first machine. Some notable home use cutters are the Silhouette Cameo, Vinyl Systems Specialist, and GCC's iCraft and AR24 cutters. Now, if you're starting your business and you're ready to invest in a professional cutter, our small business class cutters are what you're looking for. With these cutters coming in larger sizes and working at speeds up to 25 inches per second, they're better suited for the increased volume and precision demands of professional small businesses. Some examples of small business cutters include GCC's Expert and Puma, Vinyl Systems Edge, and GraphTech's CE Lite 50 cutters. This brings us to our commercial class vinyl cutters. These cutters are specifically designed to handle the demanding rigors that come with cutting in a commercial setting. These cutters are designed for high production garment customization businesses with applications in the sign and banner industry and beyond. Now, several examples of these commercial class cutters are GCC's Jaguar and RX series, the Vinyl Systems Evo, and GraphTech's CE and FC series. Lastly, there are a few additional accessories which are often bundled with vinyl cutters. These are things to look out for that may influence your decision on which vinyl cutter to select. Most vinyl cutters will function on top of a desk or table. However, having a vinyl cutter stand will not only allow the cutter to stand alone to save space, but the stand also operates as a roll feeder. Now, this allows you to load a roll of material below or behind the cutter and feed it into the cutter with ease. Now, some stands even have a media basket, which keeps your materials clean and off the floor when cutting extended lengths. Some smaller cutters don't have stands available, but they do have roll feeders, which allow you to take advantage of using rolls instead of sheets of media. For example, the GraphTech CE Lite 50 comes with a front-loading roll feeder, and the Silhouette Cameo has a similar front-loading roll feeder sold separately. At the end of the day, there really is no best cutter for everyone. Only the best cutter for you. Now, it may seem intimidating to find the right vinyl cutter considering the technical details at hand, but with the information provided in this video, you now have the tools to make the best decision based on your application and intended use. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to be the first to know when we post new videos. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave us a comment or call us at 800-215-0894. You can also visit HeatPressNation.com. A link to our vinyl cutter page is in the description below. Once again, I'm Jared with HeatPressNation, and thanks for watching.